What is going on, Life Fitness Coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives and Make Money Online Training Podcast. It's your boy B Mark, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about backing out of your commitments. Backing out of your commitments. This is probably the single trait that will ruin your success more than, faster than anything else that you could possibly imagine. This trait will cause you to stay stuck in the same place for years on end. This trait will guarantee that you stay working at your 9-to-5 job, but that you're never able to break through. This is the worst trait when it comes to building a successful online coaching business, or it comes to being successful in general. And it doesn't matter if you're trying to get in shape. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make money. It doesn't matter if you're, trying to build a relationship. Backing out of your commitments is the single worst mistake that you can make if you actually care about your success. And I would know, because I used to be that fucking guy. And so in today's podcast episode, we're going to be talking about sticking through your commitments. We're going to be talking about doing it even if it's uncomfortable, doing it even if it's convenient, and doing it even if you don't like it while you're doing it. Now, to flip this, I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys. I'm going to share a story. This was when, back in 2017, I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time. And I was in a really fucking dark place. Like, I'm talking like I was like depressed. Like, I just moved out of my house with my girl, my apartment. I'd moved into this like basement suite that my friend owned, and I was depressed. And so I remember like in my depression, I was like trying to find some sort of like solace. Like I was trying to find some sort of like way out. And so there was this guy online, his name was Phil, and he had this like company called Feel Good Lifestyle. He still does it. He had this company called Feel Good Lifestyle, and he had this coaching program. And the coaching program was basically like a 12-week mentorship program that like worked on your mindset and helped you develop like better life skills so that you could go out and slay your life. And so I signed up. And I paid him $3,000. Now I remember, like, in the coming days, it was like something came over me where I just felt the need to just ask for a refund. And so, for no reason other than the fact that I was just like afraid, I ended up getting a refund. And, I messaged him, asked for a refund. He like was like, yeah, we don't really do refunds. And I just persisted and I insisted. And because I persisted and insisted, whatever, it ended up happening. And the amount of guilt and shame that I ended up feeling afterwards was astronomical. And after that refund got processed, the next like 12 to 16 weeks of my life were fucking horrible. They were horrible because I had made a decision that I was going to level up my life. I had made a decision that I was going to level up my mindset. I made a decision that I was going to get myself out of this hellhole. And instead, what I did is I ended up retreating and running away when I said I wanted to run in. And that led me down a darker path. Like, I just wasn't integral. And this is the thing, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, it doesn't matter if you committed to like going to the gym 5 times a week. It doesn't matter if you committed to posting 5 times a week. It doesn't matter if you committed to finishing your contract. It doesn't matter if you committed to being there on time to pick up your son from basketball. Whatever it is, when you say you're going to do something and you back out, you break your own integrity. You break your own word. And your integrity is the only thing that you ever have in this life that's real. Everything else that gets created is simply a result of your integrity or lack thereof. And my definition of integrity is when I say I'm going to do something, like, it gets done regardless of the emotion that I'm feeling. It gets done even if I don't feel like it. It gets done because I've made a commitment and I said I was going to follow through. And like, I take this mindset to the extreme. Like, even if like I pay for like a business coaching program, which I've done before, paid for a business mentorship program. And within the first like week, I was like, this like probably isn't for me. I still then asked for a fucking refund because I made that commitment. I made that decision. And even if it wasn't for me, like, I was like, I'm the one that fucking signed up for this. And so it's not about whether or not I resonate with the program. It's about the fact that like I said I was going to do something and I fucking do it. And because I have that level of integrity, that level of like follow through, when I say I'm going to do something, I know it's going to get done. When I set goals every week, I believe that I'm going to accomplish them. When I have big goals, aspirations, and dreams about the future, I know they're going to be mine because everything that I say and everything that I do on a moment to moment basis, I always follow through. Always follow through. And I get it. Like, I don't think you guys understand that when it comes to even the gym. Let's talk about the gym for a second. So those of you guys know that I run Aesthetic Nation Gym. It's a gym in West Kelowna. We're actually just about to open our new location. Let's go. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times that I felt like quitting. I felt like giving up because it was fucking hard. But I just kept saying to myself in the back of my head, like, I said I was going to do this and I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to follow through. And following through means that like on the days that you want to quit, on the days that you want to give in, on the days that you want to like fold, throw in the towel, or for whatever fucking reason, it doesn't matter. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror and remembering that you made a commitment to yourself and then making the decision that you're going to make the best of this commitment and you're going to do everything in your power to follow through and be your very best version of yourself. Like that's the mindset. Because even if the thing that you're currently doing right now is not the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you said it. Like you said you were going to fucking do it. And when you say you're going to do something and you don't follow through, you are breaking trust with yourself. Like if I had a friend that lied to me over and over and over again, I wouldn't be friends with them. If I had a friend that said he was going to hang out with me on Friday, he ditched. Next Friday, he ditches. Next Friday, he ditches. I'm like, I don't fucking trust this dude anymore. I'm not going to make plans with him. And that's what you do with your commitments. When you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're like, okay, it happened once. Then you do it again and you do it again and you do it again. And eventually you don't even want to fuck with it anymore. You don't even want to set goals because you know you're not going to follow through. Like you're not going to do what you said you were going to do. You always back out. You always retreat. You always surrender. That's your default. And listen, if that's you, like me and you aren't going to be fucking friends. Like we're just not. I ain't going to be friends with you. I don't keep people around me in my circle, in my life, in my like anywhere close to me that are the type of people that back away from commitments. That is not the type of energy that I allow in my life because like you are choosing not to be successful. You are choosing to give up on your goals. You are choosing to give in on your dreams and your aspirations. And that isn't somebody that I want around me. That isn't somebody that I want to infect my own positivity. That isn't somebody that I want to infect my own integrity. So not only do I do what I say and I say what I do, like me and my friends hold each other to that standard as well. And like if one of us says we're going to do something, if one of us says we're going to compete or box or do this tournament or whatever, and then we're talking to one another and one of us is like, yeah, you know, like I just don't know if I'm feeling it anymore. Like all of us in my friend circle are like, fucking do it. Like you said you were going to do it. So follow through. And I get it's uncomfortable and I get it's inconvenient and I get that it sucks and I get that it's hard, but you said you were going to do it. So follow through. Perfect example of this. This is funny. Janelle called me on this recently and so did Cole. So did Cole. So if you're in pizza domination, by the way, you're in pizza domination, fucking drop some fire on the live stream. Let me know. You're in pizza domination. I've been talking about a sales course for a long time. And actually, what actually ended up happening was like Cole and Janelle really wanted me to do like a sales course inside of the coaching program. They're like, your sales content's really fucking sick. You should take all of your sales content. You should put it into a sales course. And I'm like, that seems like a fucking good idea. Like, I'm going to do that. But all y'all know, I'm fucking busy as shit because the event's coming up. The gym's fucking opening. I'm running PT Dom solo right now. Well, plus Janelle, because Cole's in Portugal. So I got a lot of shit on my plate. And I was like, I can't do it. I have too much shit on my plate. And Janelle and Cole both looked at me. They're like, you said you were going to do it. So fucking do it. And like last week, you guys, literally, it was like every spare hour, I had maybe 1 or 2 hours extra to myself every day. Then sometimes I like to like go for a walk, go for a drive, whatever. Every spare hour that I had last week was dedicated to the sales course. And do I have the time for it? Is it fucking convenient? Do I have the mental energy? Do I have the capacity? Do I have the bandwidth? The answer is no. Honestly, I don't. I'm fucking tired of shit. But I said I was going to do it. So not only am I doing the sales course right now, the sales course is fucking sick. Like I did what was required and I went above and beyond and I added more modules. That is what, like, that is the level that it takes. When you say you're going to do something, follow through. If you say you're going to do something and you don't follow through, you break trust with yourself. If you repeatedly break trust with yourself over and over and over and over again, you are making breaking your integrity a habit. And it doesn't matter whether or not you like that, because when you have the habit of not following through on your commitments, this will automatically, like, I don't think about brushing my fucking teeth every morning. I just brush my teeth because it's a habit. And so when you keep failing because you keep backing out of your commitments, eventually you don't even think about it. You just back out of your commitments because that's who the fuck you are. You developed a habit. You no longer have to think about it. It becomes unconscious. And that same concept can be applied to your success too. So like when it comes to your success, when you say you're going to do something, if you just condition yourself to have the habit that no matter how you feel, you do it anyways, over time, that's like, at first it's going to be hard because you're fighting against your old self. Like your old self is like screaming at you to go back to bed, to fucking quit, to give up, to throw in the towel, to surrender. Your old self is doing that. So you have to make the decision every day. Like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to fucking do my very best. I'm going to show up and I'm going to keep putting in the work. I'm going to show up even if it's inconvenient. I'm going to show up even if I'm tired. I'm going to show up on the days that it's fucking hard. Like, I'm just going to keep showing up. And then eventually you're going to keep showing up for yourself. And that is going to become the habit. And that's going to become the ritual. And that's what you're going to do without even thinking about it. And then when you're faced with a challenge, instead of backing down, giving in, or giving up, you lean in and you go the extra mile and you do what's required and then some. So guys, if there's one thing that I can tell you from this podcast, it is this. I will make you a promise. I promise if you're the type of person that backs out of your commitments, you will never be successful in life, period. I promise. It is a fact because you will break trust with yourself. You will not believe that you are going to follow through. And when you don't believe that you're going to follow through, you won't even set major life goals because, listen, you always back the fuck out. Why would you set major life goals? If you don't want that to be you, when you say you're going to do something, follow through. If you don't have the habit of discipline, consistency, and character, then start small. And here's how you start small is you choose one thing that you know you can commit to every day and you do that. A really simple example is Monday to Friday, I wake up at 5 a.m. That's just like a fucking rule. And then you start small and then you just start waking up at 5 a.m. every day. And then what's going to happen is you're going to have more time in the day. And then when you have more time in the day, you're like, okay, cool. Like now that I'm up at 5 a.m, I do that consistently for 2 weeks. Now I'm going to build on top of that. Now, not only do I get up at 5 a.m, but every day I go for a walk for 30 minutes. Wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I fucking go for a walk for 30 minutes and listen to Success Motivation, right? So like start small. And the last thing I just want to say is start small. And this is like, that's how you build day-to-day commitment, right? That's how you build like moment-to-moment commitment. The real challenge comes when you're faced with major life decisions. When you're faced with major life decisions. And the truth is, unless you have this like solid base of integrity from the day-to-day actions, like one of my boys, Eddie, just said he makes his bed every single morning. Unless you have that base level fucking commitment in terms of like on a day-to-day basis, I do what I say I'm going to do. What's going to happen is you, when you're faced with a major life decision, are going to do what you habitually do, right? And so if you habitually quit on a day-to-day basis, when you're faced with a major life decision, you will also habitually quit because that's what the fuck you do all the time. And so it's really what this is like, it's establishing this day-to-day, moment-to-moment, like week-to-week, hour-to-hour integrity. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it so that when you are faced with a major life decision that is like hard, but you said you were going to do it. Like one of my clients, Kyle Johnson's watching this. Exactly. Kyle Johnson, same with Chado, bro. So Kyle Johnson's been talking about moving to Kelowna forever. He's like, yeah, I want to move to Kelowna. I've been thinking about moving to Kelowna. I've been thinking about moving to Kelowna. And I was like, then do it. Like, yeah, I'm like, fucking do it. I'm like, show me. Like you say you're going to do something. I'm like, don't say it if you're not going to do it. And now Kyle lives in Kelowna. It was the same thing with Chado. My friend Chado and my client Chado was talking about moving to Kelowna forever. Like, yeah, I really want to move. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, if you say you're going to fucking do something, bro, do it. Like, don't tell me. Don't fucking talk about it. Show me. Follow through with your actions. So guys, that is it. That is all. I hope everyone has the best day of their entire lives. It's that day-to-day, moment-to-moment integrity that stacks up and adds to you being able to make major life decisions with confidence and power. If you want that, then start following the fuck through. Resist the urge to back down. Resist the urge to give in. Resist the urge to fucking quit just because it got a little bit hard or it wasn't what you were expecting. Like you're better than that. Your kids deserve better than that. Your clients deserve better than that. Your audience deserves better than that. Your future deserves better than that. You deserve better than that. I hope you have the best day of your entire life. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.